So tonight we were invited to an advanced screening of the movie The Long Walk, which is an adaptation of Stephen King's early books back when he was under the pseudonym Richard Bachman, one of the earliest books he ever wrote. Supposedly he wrote this in high school.
A senior?
From what we've heard. So that's pretty insane.
Yes.
And so, yeah, long time coming here for this adaptation. You know, with as many adaptations as there's been, you would think they've done them all by now. They sure as hell have not. There's quite a few. I'd be curious, actually, to know how many have not been adapted, whether you got novellas or actual novels. Funny enough, the Bachman books, which is how I have The Long Walk, also features the other adaptation that has a similar kind of premise and title here, which is The Running Man. Obviously, these are two wildly different films. If you've seen the Running Man trailer, that one's much more fun. There is very little fun about this experience.
Very, very little.
Now, this movie is brought to us by the director of the Hunger Games franchise. He's done every film in the Hunger Games franchise besides the first film. So from Catching Fire all the way up to the newest prequel, and he's even doing the next Hunger Games movie as well. So this guy loves murdering kids who are just trying to win enough money for their families to live. This is the guy you call. You know, like, hey man, you got a dystopian future where kids are, you know, vying for their life and for money, and
he's like, yep.
He's like, that's me. That's my wheelhouse.
That's my gig.
So this is about a world where I don't even know what time period this is supposed to be in. It looks like it's the 60s, or maybe the 70s. Somewhere late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell. So the time period it never said what year it's supposed to be. But because this book was probably written around that time, I'm assuming that's why it was set there. And then, of course, the setting for the book was in that time period. So that makes sense. But in this future or past, we have kind of like a Hunger Games. I mean, it's very, very similar in a lot of ways to where a kid representing a state each they're in a lottery, and if they get picked, I wouldn't say win, if they get chosen, much like the reaping in the Hunger Games, you know, they have to compete in the long walk. What is the long walk, Kaylee?
It's a long walk. It's a real long walk.
Yeah, so you walk. There is no finish line, and the last kid standing wins. Every kid who drops under 3 miles per hour gets some warnings, and on the third warning, there's no more warning. They get their ticket punched, aka killed. Man, this is just a very harrowing, depressing, hard watch. If you're sensitive to like kid violence and especially like gunshots to the head,
there's a
stuff
lot
like that.
Of very
it's brutal.
It's brutal. It's pretty graphic. There's all the deaths are on screen to some extent, you know, for the most part, and very brutal, very, very depressing and harrowing.
Yeah,
as we had said.
I think the director wanted to, you know, set himself apart from the Hunger Games franchise with this, just to kind of put a like a new kind of flavor to it, or like, you know, set it apart.
Sure.
From the Hunger Games, because the Hunger Games are YA novels, and it's supposed to be for a YA audience. It's kind of a family affair, which has always been a very odd aspect of the Hunger Games, that you're taking your kids out to watch a whole bunch of kids compete to the death, just so that they can get money enough to live, which, you know, we can get into all of the deeper kind of symbolisms and metaphors and everything that's going on within these types of films. But yeah, this film sets itself apart from the Hunger Games in that way, where those are much lighter, even though they're dealing with really, dark subject matter. This one does not shy away from anything. This is super, super R-rated.
Yeah.
In the language, in the depictions of violence, in a lot of the stuff that happens to these kids while they're walking.
Yeah.
And I can honestly tell you that, I really enjoyed the film.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed is a
it's
weird way
to
say that.
Yeah.
I thought the film was great.
Yes.
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard film to enjoy. But that being said, right, I don't know if this happened to you, but my legs actually were aching watching the movie.
Oh my God. I was definitely bro, I would be conking out so early on.
You wouldn't make it.
I would not make it. I would not make it. Yeah, but I feel the same way as you, where it's kind of hard and weird to say that you enjoyed it, but I did enjoy it. I do think it's a really well made film. I think the performances from everybody were just fantastic. And it feels very Stephen King. It has that vibe to it. So I think most people that are Stephen King fans, when you watch an adaptation that's done well, those adaptations are able to capture that Stephen Kingness, whatever that might be. And I think that this one does a good job at that. The camaraderie between the boys, all the friendship that's going on, and just the way everybody talks and everything. It has a lot of, just the telltale signs of his work, and it's done very well, I think. But yeah, it's just so hard to watch. You definitely get some phantom pains yourself, I think.
Yeah, when this movie ended, the crowd was very, very silent, because it is such a grueling experience to sit through. It is kind of like a marathon in patience, and your ability of withstanding all of the hardships that these kids have to go through, and it just does feel exhausting.
Yeah.
On your senses, right? You can only be sympathetic so much.
Sure.
And this movie really puts that to the test, to the limit, because you have 49 kids that are just walking, and I could definitely see people thinking well, what's there gonna be, right? It's just kids walking. Mm-hmm. How is that gonna be interesting? It's interesting through great character work. Mm-hmm. Right? It's interesting through really good relationship building, right? And when I went into this, I had wondered how they were going to do it, because there's a lot of different ways and different things you could throw at this movie, and it surprised me, because while the film is definitely very dire, and the world feels very bleak and grim, there's a lot of the hope is brimming in this movie because of multiple characters and their interactions and their sentiments and their conversations and things that are revealed throughout. And while I definitely think there could be things that are different and changed, I don't know, there's so many different ways you could do this, and I try not to get in my head about well, they should have done this, and this should have happened, and this is what I thought was going to happen, and that didn't happen, so I'm upset and I'm disappointed. I always just try to let a film be what it is.
Yeah.
And I really do like what we got here. I absolutely thought we would get different things. I definitely thought that we would do certain other things, and I'm trying to be very vague on these because I know my audience, or our audience, is intelligent, and when we say certain things, people are good at deciphering what we're saying. So
you can pick up on stuff.
I do intend to do a spoiler discussion on this, so you can definitely join us there once you've watched this. Our main character, I know from the movie Licorice Pizza. the Paul Thomas Anderson film from a few years back. He was great in that. He's great in this. The other kid, while we were watching it, I was like, I know this kid. And then it hit me, and I was like, I got to confirm. And then I finally like looked and was like, yes, of course. I thought for sure that was him, and I was right. And that's one of the main people from Alien Romulus, the like brother android.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
phenomenal.
He's fantastic in that,
both.
and he's fucking. He's probably. I don't know who's better in this. Maybe both of them equally, but he's really tough. The heart of the movie, I guess, for me.
I love his character and performance. So good. And yeah, I mean, the two of them together though are very. They just do a great job. Playing off of each other, I would say.
Yeah, because I talked
great.
about how this film kind of reminded me of Lord of the Rings in a little way, just because there's a lot of walking.
Lots of walking.
And there's a lot of friendship and companionship and platonic just kinship.
Yeah.
And they do kind of form a Frodo-Sam kind of bond throughout that I thought felt so organic and genuine, and you really were rooting, and the more you rooted for them, you were like, and it always hits you, right? It always dawns on you, like one of them is gonna have to die, or both, right? And it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because you don't want to pick between them. You want them to live.
I mean, you don't want any of them to die. You don't want any of them
really to die.
There's one. There's one kid that it's definitely questionable, and you're not too upset if he does. The other kid in this who was like the comedic relief character is the kid from. I think his name is Ben Wang in real life, but he's the kid from Karate Kid Legends. He had a lot of Stephen King humor to him. He was very like Richie Tozier.
Yeah.
Real foul mouthed, talking about chicks
very
all the
funny.
time, that kind of stuff.
Very funny stuff.
Fun.
There's some really good like humorous moments where the audience was like laughing, and it's a very dialogue heavy film, obviously, because for all intents and purposes it kind of is almost a single location in a way. I mean they're moving, but like you don't really like, you're just on the walk.
You gotta change the scenery, but
you get the backdrop changing, but for the most part, like everything's happening in this like one space, which is just them and their group, which is interesting and cool. But yeah, I think if you're a fan of Stephen King, I think you'll be pleased with this. I haven't read The Long Walk, so I don't really know how it stacks up as far as like an adaptation goes. But as a film, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's got a very interesting, I don't want to say message, but it definitely sparks conversation. There's a lot to talk about and unpack when it comes to the movie and the story in general.
Yeah. So, how far could you walk for your life? This definitely has one of my most memorable opening title cards of the year. Not something I'm apt to forget anytime soon. It hits you
hard,
real hard. So yeah, it's funny. A lot of Stephen King I shouldn't say a lot, but back-to-back Stephen King adaptations that have to do with a character moving forward. We got The Long Walk, The Running Man. Now we need that like sandwiched film. The jogging person.
The jogging person.
Yeah. The jog.
The jog.
The jog. The jogger.
The jogger.
The jogger. Yeah.
Write it, Stephen King. Just kidding.
Or not.
Don't write it.
The joggernaut.
The joggernaut. Bro.
All right, guys. So, The Long Walk. This doesn't come out, unfortunately, till next week for you. But this week, you can go see The Conjuring Last Rites.
And then next week, you can go see this.
Yeah, it always bodes well when an embargo lifts like a week before a film comes out, because they have a lot of confidence in the film.
Oh yeah.
When they do that, they're like, no, get the word out there. The ones that are like, wait till it's been out for a day or two.
Wait until
that's not
a month
good.
After it's been out.
Wait till you die.
Don't do it. Just don't review it.
Just don't review it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what a heavy ass film.
Very heavy.
If you're just going to this, have a good time.
Don't.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a bit of a palate cleanser, to be honest. So.
Yeah, it reminded me of a much darker version. If I was to compare it to anything Stephen King, it reminded me a bit of Stand By Me.
Sure, that's what I was getting as well, especially with the young boy friendships and such.
Yeah.
That vibe.
Yeah.
All of these are like slightly older boys. They're still boys though, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic performances.
Really wonderful.
Really good movie, and don't bring your very sensitive mother.
Definitely
she will be
don't.
Fucked up.
Yes.
I will not be surprised if this movie has quite a few walkouts. From the brutality of like the kids dying. It's fucking brutal. Yeah. It's hard to watch.
It is hard. It's really hard.
The first death I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're really setting the stage.
And
for
our
a
audience,
dark film.
I feel like we had a mix of
people
like horror
shocked.
people. Like there's definitely was like people that we see at the horror screenings all the time. And then people that I never see that I've like literally never seen at a screening. And those are the more like, not as much horror viewers. Those people were definitely gasping a lot. There was a lot of like that type of stuff.
The first death left a real like lingering feel of like dread and shock.
Yeah, you're like buckle up.
Everyone in the fucking theater, you could like feel it. It was like palpable.
Yeah.
That everyone was like, "Fuck."
Like, wait, what am I watching?
What are we about to sit through?
I thought we were gonna watch cinema. What is this murder fest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's
anyway.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the comments.
Bye.